I'm once again looking at Are You Hungry Tonight, a book of Elvis's favorite recipes, mostly because I'm drawn to this image of Elvis seductively looking over this plate of spaghetti. Starting with the meatballs, we need a pound of ground beef thrown into a mixing bowl, and into that we're throwing a quarter cup of breadcrumbs and then 2 tablespoons of finely chopped onion and 1 tablespoon of finely chopped garlic. Throw those in, and then throw in 1 tablespoon of finely chopped parsley, then about half a teaspoon of salt and a quarter teaspoon of pepper, then of course 1 egg. You might want to beat it beforehand, I just threw it in. And then finally I'm substituting 2 teaspoons of corn oil with olive oil before mixing thoroughly. Then I'm going to take our beef and I'm going to divide it into 12 balls of about equal size, put those onto a plate, cover with plastic wrap, and let them rest in a fridge while we work on the sauce. For that, we're going to add a quarter cup of our finely chopped onion to 2 teaspoons of olive oil heated in a saucepan over medium-high. Once those are translucent, we're going to throw in a whole can of tomato paste and just cook that with the onions for a few minutes. And then adding in about a 16-ounce can of Italian tomatoes. I actually chose San Marzano, left them whole, just kind of ground them up as I mixed them before throwing in half a teaspoon of dried oregano, a teaspoon of dried basil. I just used a full sprig of fresh basil because I had it, throw it in there. Then I substituted 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese with a Parmesan cheese rind. Just now recording my voiceover, I realized the 2 teaspoons of oil for the meatball section were actually meant for the frying pan, not in the meatballs, but I'm just going to go ahead and fry those meatballs up, just browning them on all sides before adding them into our sauce delicately so we don't break any of them, and then submerging them all and just finishing the cooking for another about 10-15 minutes. Finally, in a new saucepan full of salted boiling water, we're adding in a pound of cooked spaghetti, just trying to coax that into the water and then cooking until al dente, saving some of that pasta water and then removing from the heat and straining. I'm now removing all of the cooked meatballs from the spaghetti sauce as to keep them intact so that when we add the sauce into the cooked pasta noodles, we don't break them. Just throwing it right in there, removing the basil and what's left of the Parmesan rind, and adding in some of that starchy pasta water back in. It helps the sauce adhere to the noodles. Mix it all up and we're ready to throw it onto a plate. Unlike the picture in the book with the pallid bare noodles, I like to coat them beforehand. It's just easier down the long run. Get those meatballs on top with some grated Parmesan cheese, a little bit of fresh basil, and here we go. Elvis Presley's spaghetti and meatballs. Was it worthy to be served to a king? Well, I found that the meatballs I made for that Henry Fonda video were a lot better, so I'll link to that. If you're going to recreate this, I would use those. The sauce was decent enough. It's a homemade tomato sauce. You can add things, you can subtract things, whatever you want. But all in all, I served it to my family and it was a decent enough recipe. Just want to say thanks to everybody who's watched and subscribed to my channel. I'm just about to hit 100 subscribers, which isn't really a lot, but for me that's just fantastic. So thanks a lot and keep watching.